All right, guys, for all you defensive players out there, whether you're a linebacker, safety, cornerback, open field tackling is one of the hardest things you're going to do, and it's one of the hardest things to train for. So what we're going to look at here is just two different versions. So one that's not so good, one that is good, and what the difference is, and then how you can take that into your training for the off season. And then we'll also show a very quick clip of a drill that I like to do with a lot of the players I work with that I think really helps out and kind of explains it a little bit better. So we're going to watch this video here on the right, and this will be a little screen pass. We're going to see safety come down. He breaks down, but then David Montgomery is able to gain about another 7 or 8 yards. All right, then we're going to see another video here on the left. So this is Dalvin Cook against an Arizona Cardinals safety, and he's able to close the gap and make that tackle. But why does this happen to both of these players? So the first thing here for this Panther safety, as he comes down here, we're going to see him sit in a chair, and he slows his body down and his feet down. So that's the biggest problem that he has. So offensive players, what they want to have is space. The more space that they have, the more room they have to work with. They don't want to be closed down, and they don't want to feel threatened. So when this safety sits down in this chair here, he's slowing himself down, but he's allowing space. So when he sits down here, right as we get to the point of making a break, you see him kind of hop across. And right now, there's probably a 2 to 3 yard difference because he's behind this line. David Montgomery is here. 2 to 3 yard difference that he's not going to be able to reach. And now that allows David Montgomery to either go here or here with ease, and he can stretch and go far away, which is exactly what he does. So when he breaks to the right here, we're going to see him slow it down a little bit. We're going to see him take that high angle. Now he's able to pick up those extra 7 or 8 yards and get to the sideline. For this Cardinals safety over here, as he gets across and in front of Dalvin Cook, what he does a really good job of is, even though he's kind of sitting down in the chair, you're going to see his feet. I'm going to slow it down. We're going to see his feet continue to move. He's going to continue to close the gap. So right here, shuffle, shuffle. Now he's able to break down and make that tackle on Dalvin Cook and close that gap. So that's really the difference here between the two. Okay, we want to make sure that even if we're breaking down, we cannot stop our feet from moving. We have to continue to move them. And what that does is, as Dalvin Cook continues to run and he continues to move his feet, now all of a sudden we get that gap to be a lot closer. All right, so by him moving his feet, that's what makes Dalvin Cook nervous. He doesn't feel like he stops, so he feels like he has to make a cut a little bit quicker. He tries to just go outside, but because the Cardinal safety moves those feet, closes the gap, and then he's also in a powerful position. So that's the other thing to remember, guys, is if you just sit down in a chair and we get to this point down here, if we just sit back here, we're not in a position to be able to go and make the tackle because we're sitting down instead of right here. The safety is a little bit more leaned over, so now it's a lot easier for him to explode out. So once he keeps moving his feet, now as he gets to this point, he's almost in an acceleration style position, like what we talk about it being fast on the field. So by him being a little bit more tipped over and keeping those feet underneath him, he's able to explode out and then go right through the thigh board of Dalvin Cook. So it's really, guys, about moving the feet, closing the gap, and continuing to get closer to the player. So one thing we're going to show you, the next clip you'll see after this is a drill that I like to do. And essentially what the drill is we'll use a sideline and a sideline for players. We throw a swing pass out to one of the players, and the defensive player has to come into the box. And what we work on is we work on this open field tackle where it's about 10 to 15 yards wide. And what we're just pushing the players to do is close the gap on the player and try to force them one direction and then finish it off. So we always do tag off. All right, we don't do tackle during the sessions, but we really work on the defensive player down here continuing to buzz those feet and get closer. So now as this offensive player is coming in, he'll continue to close the gap and then just work on reading how guys react, how they cut, and then working on finishing that off, not getting too wide, keeping the feet underneath. So you'll see that clip next. Just a very short clip of just how we kind of run the drill. If you have questions or comments, throw them down in the comments below. And click subscribe, guys, because every week we're going to be updating new things for you guys to get ready for the season, or for coaches as well. If you have questions, if you're a coach and you want to know, a different way that you can alter the drill, just put that in the comments or shoot me a message. Thanks, guys.